Hello everyone, my name is DrawPG and I am playing May I Take Your Order. This is a game where I get to play as a waiter and I actually have to serve a couple with very unique tastes. There are 5 endings of this game and let's try to unlock which one is which. Well, I'm trying to unlock like whatever ending at this point. Alright, so beginning of the game. Alright, so I've been filling out a few applications today, and this is the last one. I've been applying to work at restaurants all over. It might not seem glamorous, but I want to see how different places are run. If I want to open my own restaurant one day, it's crucial to see what does and doesn't work. A friend told me that I should save my top pick for last, and I should really kick him for that. My hand's about to fall off. It's pretty ritzy establishment, but comfortable. Fancy but not overpriced. Important clientele, but still kind and inclusive. If you can't make connections here, you're dead. Financially speaking, of course. And for the food, remarkable. I've never heard of anyone having a bad meal here. I gotta know how they accomplish so much. So I try not to be nervous and try to fill this out like it's any other application. My first name is Draw. Last name, there we go, Draw. Fill in my address. You're not gonna ask my name? I am a dude. And I'm filling out the form. I cap my pen and lean back in my chair. Man, it's nice to be done. Well, except for heading outside and turning them all in, one at a time. Better get to it. 2 weeks later and I'm waist deep in my first Saturday shift at the restaurant. Busy doesn't even begin to describe it. After 7 hours of the weekend rush, I am ready to go home. I stop off at table 6 and go through the notions. Thank you for dining with us, sir. My name is Joe and I'll be your server this evening. He smiles at me. Pleasure to meet you, Draw. Have you dined with us before, sir? Yes, indeed. I'm quite happy to be back. Just you this evening, sir. No, my girlfriend will be here shortly. I'll just have a cup of coffee while I wait for her. I'll go get that for you right away then. No rush. Countless families and couples have come and gone for today, but for the past hour, that guy's been clogging up table 6. Are you doing alright, sir? He checks his watch again. Yes, I mistook that time. She'll be here any second. Let's just hope she doesn't, stick you up. He's been saying that for the last 45 minutes. I tell him to pack up and leave, but he doesn't have the look I'd expect of someone in his position. There's anxiety, but only a bit. And there's no disappointment. I doubt there's a shred of doubt in his eyes. He really thinks. Excuse me? He looks up at me. It seems he's come to some sort of decision. Saying good, but this is a restaurant with crayons, yeah, correct? Yes sir, we have those for kids. Excellent. A string of curiosity enters his eyes. One that doesn't quite pair naturally with crayons. He better not shove this where I think he's gonna shove it. One please, and red if you got it. Yeah, sure. I'm not about to argue with a customer, so I head to the front. It's not exactly usual, but this guy's been sitting here for half an hour with no phone. I'm caught between pity and irritation and hope for the tennis time. That's a really mouthful one. The word, not anything else. That He has enough empathy to tip well on a single cup of coffee he's been nursing. There's a small tin with several crayons, and I try to keep fresh ones ready. I grab... Oh shit, can I save? Let's save it here, first choice, and then like we try to mix and match which one like costs. You know, let's play the game as is and discover which ending works. So let's go with the red crayon. I snatch up a red crayon. No sense to being mean to him. He might be weird, but he's probably having a bad night too. He's probably stuck, you know, his girl kinda got cold feet, you know. I bring the crayon back over to him and hand it over. Thank you, Mr. Draw. No biggie. Hey, are you okay? I saw you don't have a cell phone, but we could call your girlfriend and... No warning, he knocks off everything off the table and climbs right on. What? Sir? Please get down. His deft hand scrolls a circle wider than another, then sections of area slicing through the crayon were a knife. He fills it with symbols. They almost look like zodiac signs. Homus sum humani a me nihil alenum puto. It's like I stood up too fast. There's a rushing to my head. There's like a pressure. My ears are going to pop. Yo! The terrible cloth rips and there's a spray of sweet smelling fluid. I leap away from the table as something bursts out. That is Nyarlathotep, isn't it? That looks like it. That looks like him. Wet, spiked appendages are flailing all over, slapping and snacking their way over to windows and doors. They're fleshy but soft, too soft, and they mush and disfigure as they slam against everything in sight. One smacks the hat of another diner, who continues to eat her meal, unfazed. Nobody's screaming, and nobody noticed me on the ground, arms raised to protect my face, and throat too tight to scream again. But that's okay. The thing is screaming enough for the entire restaurant, letting out a dual-toned screech high and low. But I can discern one throat, let alone two. Crayons thrown on the floor. The stood-up guy and the worst diner ever starts to call out at it. Sweetie! For goodness sake, put your body on, we're in a nice restaurant. It screeches and roars back at him. I know, but... He waves a bundle of cloth at it. I brought you some clothing. And it's super comfy. It slurps up the fabric until the creature bubbles and draws it back on itself, twisting until... I emerge. Sing. You're here. You had me worried, so I helped break the barrier down a bit. Talaiporia, you have no idea how good it is to see you. When he says that words, my ears finally pop and my teeth grit. It's a bad word. Right click to save. Got it. It's not a curse word per se. It's so much a word that you wouldn't say in front of your boss. It feels like the wrong answer in a classroom or meeting. That moment when everyone turns to look at you and you just want to sink through the floor. I just want to sink through the floor. I want to very quietly go get my coat and exchange my name and move to whatever town is the exact opposite on the globe from where I'm currently standing. You informed me that the barrier was to be frail in this portion of the world. I will hold you responsible for your trouble. He's beaming at the thing that came out of the hole, but I can't look at it. It hurts my eyeballs towards it, like I'm dehydrated. When I close my eyes, the darkness behind my eyelids is so cool and so soft. Huh. There are tears running down my cheek. I hadn't noticed. That guy, Hendrik, beams, gestures towards the gaggle of ice and puffy wool. This is my girlfriend, Talaiporia. Impudent microbe. May I choose to craft myself a form of a creator, a birthing one? But I am capable of far greater creations than your prepubescent females. And far more erroneously, your inflated egos think I would deign to prefer you as any form of companion. Her words wash over him like a gentle breeze. It looks like she could rip his face off. But hers just makes his eyes brim with joy. We've been dating for about 400 years. And though it's been long distancing, it is an NC bit of annoyance. We make it work. The moment I have finally devised an effective method of accomplishing your demise, I will rip your soul from your ever-regenerating body and chew it to a grugel. He sits down at the all-but destroyed table and picks up his menu. But until that beautiful day, when can I be with you forever? You're going to need to eat something else. Talaiporia stops. She looks at me and bouncing between eyes, trying to make contact with one that she doesn't stare down into my deepest inadequacies. There is human fuel here? I nod. Her mouth breaks into her mouth breaks into a smile. Excellent, you are spared from the punishment. Hendrik, if only for the moment. She sits down, but now in the chair. Dozens of her tentacles are present throughout the entire room, spikes driven deep into the surfaces, blocking all exits. She settles into one of the squishy appendages, looking pleased. So maybe we should order an appetizer. It's not I can't believe this is happening. I have an open mind. But as far as sudden supernatural shifts to my life, I was really hoping for wizard school. My friend, you could have just wished that you were a Jedi. Anyway. Or just plain old haunted. Some ghosts are pretty cool, right? At least with a zombie or something. I don't know the rules here. What are the rules with this thing? Do I throw rice on the ground to stall her? Will she attack me if I touch her with iron? I listen to my gut, but I can't make out anything but general foreboding. Demon. You summon demons, so that fits. But I don't know. Something doesn't seem quite right about that. Maybe she's excuse me. I can barely think, but at least I can fall back to one set of rules. To struggle to stutter out the rote reply. Would you like to start off with super salad tonight? The man grins and gives an eager nod. Could I get the blue cheese salad for my sweetie? Talaiporia rolls her eyes and her teeth flash as she cuts in. Hendrik, I've been on enough of these sham dates, you know. To know that you're ordering for your companion is rude. His face falls. But it's been ages since you've eaten any food. You're chewing on the fork right now. She gives her a glare and suddenly places the slightly bent cutlery back down on the table. Fine. But before he can say another word, she makes her move. I don't want your advice though. I want the young man to choose for me. Oh, Oh no! He sighs, annoyed. But he checks himself before looking to me. I think he knows that she's putting me on the spot. I can appreciate that he's trying to look out for me. I mean, I'd appreciate it more if he could not summon some kind of eldritch thing during an already busy Saturday shift. Or at all. I ease my throat to squeak out. Christ. Big choice, big choice, big choice. A Caesar's... Nah. She's... Lamb chili. This doesn't seem to mean much of anything to her. Great. And what would you like for your entree? She slams his fist on the table. My stomach lurches. First, bring me the matter. This physical form requires fuel to sustain itself. I turn on my heel and fly out of there, an excuse to leave. If there are any kindly, extra-dimensional beings looking down on me right now, I would like to take this opportunity to thank them. I rush into the kitchen. Back in the kitchen, everyone's still bustling about. Other servers are calling in the orders. And the ambitious cooks are cooking. The slightly less ambitious cooks are cracking jokes with each other. They're as oblivious as customers out front. I can see my manager discussing some menu changes with the head chef. Hey, does anyone see what's going out there? Nobody looks at me. Hey, I'm serious, what the hell's going out there? Are they ignoring me? Do you expect me to just come here, bring in this order like nothing's wrong? I take a sarcastic tone. Yeah, but I got blue cheese and chili for table 6. Just another usual night, right? Without warning, a tray with the order is put down to the counter next to me. But other than that, there's no hint of a glance. No guilty looks. Hey! Nobody even flinches. Fine. It looks like I'm on my own. And did I tell you how lovely your eyes are this evening? Which ones? From your ever effusive sewer pipe of compliments springs something worthwhile. I made most of them myself, but the eye in the corner of my head was my reference object. I couldn't tell the difference. Your anatomy has gotten so much better since the last decade. My dude, are you a vampire? Who's giving you immortal life? Worshipping her? It is easier when I have a fresh supply of study material. So I suppose I can remain here long enough to consume some matter. Let no sentient being claim that I do not repay my debts. Well, that's just one of the perks of the job. Teachers can bring home knowledge, cooks can bring home food, and surgeons can bring spare body parts to their girlfriend. You're a surgeon! That explains something. That explains why they're together. He's clearly fucking insane! I can say with relative certainty that that isn't how it works. Even if I find out this man's last name, I am never going to be his I am never going to his hospital. I serve Talaiporia her chili, trying not to get too close. Please be careful, it is very hot. Remember, sweetie, eating that too much heat can injure. Silence, meat garden. I know what to do with volatile heat sources. She flings the scalding liquid across the table. It hits Hendrik square on the chest. He rushes out to the bathroom, face red from pain. We don't serve our soups at that heat. That could permanently damage, but still, that's gotta hurt. She closes one of her eyes and inhales a deep breath, satisfied. Then she speaks again. Her rough voice has a tranquil tone. Clean it up, human. This is an establishment with standards, is it not? Well, it was, I mutter. The elegant charm might be a bit altered by sudden presence of giant tentacles. She snuggles down into her seat. This is a gift for your owners. It's a sliver of my true form. Well, it's lovely. I'm sorry you didn't like the chili. Apologies unnecessary. Human, I enjoyed that immensely. So she feeds off that poor simp's pain. Okay. Sadistic. Interesting. She sniffs the air. And it smells nice as well. She dabs a little bit of the meat on her neck. This body has concentrated blood flow around the throat and wrist. These pulse point heat and disperse stray molecules of matter, allowing humans to preserve them with their noses. She seems quite pleased with the luxury. She wraps a scarf around herself. Now that I think about it, it's the clothing Hendrik bought for her. For her is all very heavy. A maxi shirt, a thick sweater, and a blanket scarf. I mean, yeah, that is pretty heavy. And like with that small frame, I think what complements her is like a lighter scarf. Yeah, it looks better. Like this color, a scarf, but lighter. I think the shirt is alright, I guess. The way you're clutching that scarf, are you You may not have my scarf. It retains my heat. I will continue to generate and retain heat, and it will belong to me, not you. I take a step back. No, that's all your heat, fair and square, she growls, happily. Yes, all mine. Hendrik will be procuring more matter this evening, which will continue to power this form. Physical exertion is a luxury, the caloric energy necessary to move but a digit. She lifts one of her claws. It's precious. I have gone for thousands of years lying in wait for foolish summoners to tear open rifts and let me in the good heat from your world. Talaiporia leans down to the table, adjusts the scarf trail into her chili, or at least what's left of it. It is selfish to be happy that she's disarmed now. I look at the still present tentacles that recalculate that statement. She at least cannot harm me with soup. And that's something. So human, how do you enjoy generating your own heat? I'm genuinely curious. Are we planning on hitting on her? Is that an option? Because if it is, I will try. No, it's not because I'm a monster. I'm not explaining that any further. I am sentence cut there. We're just anyway. Yeah, let's go first. When it gets cold, I can't bring myself to do much of anything, so I'll just turn up the thermostat. She slams. Oh, we can load that up, right? We can load up the choice. Yes, we can. Choices. I like it, alright? I too enjoy hunting. Actual consumption of matter at times comes second to the thrill of pursuing a terrified creature. Well, I was thinking more about exercise, but you know, to keep in shape. She stops. Do you waste your fuel on extra heat? No, it's not waste, it's fun. She hisses through jagged teeth. The human enjoys this, does he? Yes, it's nice to be able to move, isn't it? She taps her knife. She taps her knife against her glass. Well, I suppose. Whew. And Hendrik returns. My guy, that getting along well as I might be expected. Still, thank you for keeping her company. We'll eat our appetizers and she shakes her head. I'm finished with mine. He laughs. Of course, how could I forget? So then, how would you like to move on to the main course now? The next part of the meal. Yes. Yes, with the larger portions. Hendrik points to her menu. So, what were you thinking about? I always like steak, but I admit it was kinda thinking about splurging on the hey human draw. Crap, that's me. I snapped to attention. Yes, ma'am. Choose. Do it promptly and wisely, or else I need to consume something else for my main course. She's staring at me in the eyes, and her gaze lingers on my mouth. She stares at my teeth and licks her lip. Could she eat my teeth? That's what you're thinking first. I'm just guessing right now that she's cucking him. And you're thinking about if she can eat your teeth? My dude. Well, I think you would enjoy... Oh, crap. I can't suggest the ink squid pasta. Because of, tentacles. It's like telling her to hey, hey squid, do you like squid? I think we could go with something live here. Because if we throw in the steak, she's gonna throw it at poor Hendrix here. My boy needs some rest. Hendrik gives a bit of a nod. That's my order too. It's been a while, but this is a special night. What? At what point did humans I discovered the joy of consuming live creatures? Wait, she doesn't think I'll serve it to her while it's still... No, sweetie, I'm afraid most of us are still a touch prudish about that some sort of thing. But they have a tank here, so the lobster is fresh. Feh. Nothing is fresh as squeezing the life from a creature with your jaws. My dude blushed. What is wrong with you, my dude? Feeling it rise and struggle in the fruitless attempt to stave off the icy curtain of death. My dude is getting on her sadism. She's looking straight at my throat. 2 lobster dinners coming right up. I rush quickly as I can. I try to convince the other chef to let me serve 1 lobster live. I feel downright ghoulish between me and a crustacean. I'm going to defend myself every time, but her reaction is the same as the last time. She prepares the dish as usual, hands them off me, and never makes eye contact or reacting to anything I say. What is this? She lifts up the extra utensil. Oh, it's the lobster cracker. You can use that to crack open the shell. This is a fair idea, but it's such a waste draw. To use this on a deceased creature. Well, if the food is dead, isn't it easier to consume? She waves a claw at me. If you have to crack it open. Not if you have to crack it open anyway. Hendrik is already digging the meat out of his. I like it. It's soothing to have every tactile activity as part of your meal. Talaiporia's claw slipped on the lobster cracker. Meat shield, how are you employing your tool? Well, you put either end of the metal bit over, raise it up and demonstrate. He holds the lobster cracker with 1 leg up, leaning forward, so they're close enough to get a good look. She holds her up, pantomiming his actions, and promptly grabbing one of his hands, wrapping the cracker around his pointer finger and gripping it tightly. Yo, what? Oh! I am making my dude suffer. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, Hendrik. His finger juts out at an odd angle. Blood drips into the torn tablecloth. She cackles and throws the mill tool at his head. Fool, I can easily employ such a simple item. Ha. I'm not sure if he's blushing because she's sadistic or it's painful. He's leaning away from his injured hand, the other on his face. Right you are, you got me. He sure does look embarrassed. It's really hard to tell through the pain. Sure, we can call that pain. I mean, that is an expression of pain on his face, right? I guess she got him. He breathes heavily, trying to get himself under control. Oh, that still gotta hurt, even if you have like long lifespans. As to prove a point, he goes right back to eating dinner, as though nothing were wrong. Me before I go, is everything to your liking? Is this food empowering your true form tonight? Silly Draw, when in my true form, I do not consume human fuel. This human template, my, what did you call it? Hendrix caught mid-bite. He covers his mouth to respond. Human Sona. You horny bastard. By human Sona, it consumes calories, inhales oxygen, excretes feces, and all the same as yourself, I assume. You didn't have to say the last one. You could have just said this part. You should not have said that. You're an Eldritch Being, you get a pass. Anyway, I never expected to have a restaurant patron ask me if I breathe and shit. But here we are. But my true form requires something much more deeply sustaining. She stares me down. She looks at my teeth again. She looks me in the eye. She holds eye contact and waits. I try not to squirm, but my moxie is inadequate for this situation. She waits. And then she laughs. I can breathe again. Delicious. A little dusting of fear. Nothing too overwhelming. If that doesn't strike her as much fear, please let me never ever learn what does. So you eat fear, Zen. It falls under my purview. Suffering. That explains why you're getting tortured. But Hendrik, my guy, you signed up for this. You know you were gonna get anal fucked by her in the end of the night. Sweetie's true form eats concepts. And she builds her human sonas to have quite the taste for them too. Any form of important emotion can sustain her, but she's picky. I am not. Suffering is the only thing worth eating. Eating anything else would be beneath me. It's okay, whatever you eat. I love you just the way you are. And I would like you much better with several more stab wounds to the head. This is the moment where this guy says the safe word to me, you know. He says like, he orders the barracuda sushi. And then I bail him out. I'm like, alright, Mr. Hendrik, I need your help with the kitchen. Yeah, it's quite heavy. Next thing I bail him out through the bathroom. And then like, I banish her, I guess. If a cross doesn't work, another symbol will. Anyway, anytime, sweetie. Though I manage to sneak away for the next 15 minutes, I know that I'll eventually have to return. I try to strike up a conversation with the line cooks again. So, how do you guys feel with the recent tentacle invasion? Of course, nobody responds. Yeah, it's really hard to put it into words, huh? No response. Dishes click. I guess the spooky atmosphere has a certain charm, but I don't think it'll catch on with the baby boomers. Conventional wisdom says that elegance or rustic charm. And Midwestern moms are not into dripping fluids. I mean, as a general group. I don't want to assume individual tastes. This gets boring quickly after the appropriate waiting period. I head back over. So thank you for dining with us tonight. I did it. I made it through the evening. I am tempted to not even give them a check, to just rush them right out of the door. But I refuse to slip up now. It's been a delight getting to know the both of you. How kind of you. You know, I was planning on heading out, but you know what? I couldn't care less if I attempted, and I am very powerful. I am capable of carrying far less than most humans could do in their most apathetic dreams. Let's do dessert. Hendrik, hear me out. You look like a decent guy, but could you just fuck off? My god. Oh, okay. I look from his smiling face to Talaiporia's cruel one, and I know how this goes. Let's make a recommendation. Oh crap! Let's save this, and then let's try to fuck over Hendrik like later on. I recommend our chocolate torta for the delightful couple. Do you feel like drinking? Because I sure do. After dinner brandy, fuck it. Caution to the wind, bananas, Foster, flambe. Caution to the wind. It's my professionally slipping, must be. What are we impregnating? Sweetie's a figure of speech. I don't have that function this time around. Sweetie, I think he's just tired. That's okay. I think it's if I truly wait, what? If I want this to be truly satisfying for our esteemed void goddess, then she's going to enjoy this dessert, or at least how we cook it. What is this blathering about? But I can tell her I've got her hooked. We cook it tableside with a huge flame, and there it is. I'm not so sure about this. You know it, Hendrix. You're gonna get fucked tonight, and I'll gladly watch you do this for doing this to me, your server. It looked like he picked up on the pattern too. Oh, I insist. I don't even need to write this one down. One flaming dessert for table 6. I scramble around the kitchen, grabbing everything I need. I am cleared to do this. Hell no! 2 weeks is not enough to have permission to set things on fire next to the diners. But tonight's special, isn't it? I wheel the cart over. Feeling a mite chatty, I take my time prepping to light it on fire. So, congrats on getting out of, what do you call it? The cold place? The void. The void, God. What's it like in there? Dark, cold, mostly barren. Why do I just picture of me just like really taking long, like really slowly turning the gas canister in, and then like just like really taking my time, tormenting poor Hendrik right here. Locked for something approaching an eternity with nothing but your own thoughts. Unless one can become creative. I do my best to make creatures to fill it, but it is a vast expanse. Literally endlessly big. But with nothing in it. Yeah, I caught the part of your conversation before. You made your body, right? Indeed. When rifts become open, I am able to seize not only heat, but stray matter. I modeled the majority of my creations after your carbon-based life forms. But modifications must be made. I'll bet. If the void doesn't have any heat or any of its own matter, you'd need to make creatures that don't breathe or eat, right? good human. I model most of them after myself. I can tell with the multiple eyes, lady. And you eat concepts. Yes. After billions and billions of years, I have evolved over 1,000,000 species of void creature. Nearly all of them feed as I do on the concept of suffering. So it's an endless barren place with no light, no heat, where only things that exist just go around preying on each other, suffering all the time. Yes. Why are you happy? You're supposed to be tormented, you four-eyed fuck. Is it not marvelous? And someday, human draw, there will be a rift large enough that it is not only tiny scraps and stray humans which will fall through, but your entire plane of existence. Okay. You will enjoy it. I hope. Anything's better than this. I hate it. I got distracted for a bit, but I grabbed the rum. Can't caramelize it right now without a pretty flame. I mean, I don't enjoy suffering. You'd be surprised what humans can get used to. Hendrik, buddy. You gotta leave this Kasusi, man. You gotta find someone as crazy as you, but human. Are you that desperate that you went for Eldritch cunt? My god, Hendrik. You bastard. I used the wrong English word. A closer translation might be resignation. The coping mechanism? The one where you like accept your fate? You would be resigned to an existence saturated with pain. Enjoy isn't the correct term. Enjoy is the right term to this guy. Unless you're a disgusting cloister of miswired brain signals. She's insulting you in front of you. You ain't gonna say anything. I love you too, sweetie. I guess that's their way to saying love. Who am I to judge, right? I know what you're doing, Hendrik. You think if you can keep delaying me with fancy dinners, stolen body part, gentle words, and roughs. Can we not talk about our lives in public? Thank you. I think I need I need to for a walk. Who brings that up? Damn. She places a hand on his arm. That you can stop me. You're always as disgusting, but an appealing opponent. Look out. And I light it up. The flame shines in her eyes, and I can feel the heat coming off it. I should probably keep a close eye on it, to make sure it's cooking properly. But I look over at Hendrik and Talaiporia. They're holding hands. So simply and happily. She dropped, so that was so much information. I did not expect the last part. She's gripping his hand tightly from joy. She jerks him across the table. Whoa! Straight into the flaming cart! Now that burn, that could cause permanent damage. Though he might be lucky, that's the worst thing that happened to him tonight. He executes a perfect stop, drop, and roll as soon as the flames are out. Ooh, you are few centimeters from being two-faced. Ish, though he's far from unscathed. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Regardless of what galaxy you come from. Human, this was a fantastic dinner. Bring us the statement so we can repay you for your noble worship and gifts. I salute and wheel what remains of the upturned cart away. It's not that long before I return with bill in hand. He takes the check. He seems to do a bit of calculations in his head, then lays down some cash. Oh, my dude got hot soup on his chest. snapped finger, and almost two-faced for her. Man, how good is their intimacy? Hendrik, there must be a driving reason. If you're doing this for humanity, I salute you. But if you're doing it for the Kasusi, I hate you. You're giving me mixed signals here, man. Then he lays down some cash. Talaiporia. Well, this evening wasn't complete waste of my time and effort. Organ ravioli. Hendrik looks up at her. Oh, you may have one short, friendly embrace. He jumps to his feet, arms wide open to hug her. And one of her tentacles slams into her, throwing his body across the room. She's enjoying this. It slams into the wall and ragdowns to the ground. Why do I just picture the Gmod? The Gmod. What do you call this? Ragdolling. Hug transaction complete. Oh god, I'm dying. Oh god. Me. Oh no, did you just kill him? She heaves a sigh. I would I were so lucky. No, human, I have merely rendered him unconscious. That's great. Via several cranial hemorrhaging. I need to look that up. Severe cranial? Wait. Severe, not several. Severe cranial hemorrhage intercranial. I need to see this. All right. Brain bleed. It's life-threatening too, and I burped at that. Nausea, vomiting, sudden tingling, weakness, numbness of paralysis or face. I need to see what it looks like. Oh. Alright, that's enough looking at accidents. Severe cranial hemorrhaging. This amuses you, doesn't it? That's bad. He will sleep it off. I've ripped one of his limbs before he can take it. I am not gonna even ask if that was during the intimate moments, if you catch my drift. She looks almost fond. Why? She gets up and walks over to him and grabs him by the foot like a deer, like a hunter in a deer. I suppose it is time to return him to his residence. She perks up. Or I can absorb his body. Wait, or I can abandon his body in a trash unit. Yo, come on, man. At least bring him home. I've seen worse. People in dates do even worse, but this is dumping his corpse. Perhaps nobody will find him, and he will be placed inside a trash compactor. And she drags him away. I ask, Miss Talaiporia. She turns quizzical. Human, I am departing. You've made it through this evening unscathed. You have little to no ability to comprehend how fortunate that makes you. But I suggest you make an attempt. I clear my throat. I think I'm trapped. I gesture towards the restaurant. Oh yes, I had forgotten. Your world has even more light, does it not? She shrugs. Well, I had no hand in this. With that, she waves a tentacle and marches through the front door. Hendrik's head thud on the ground as she walks through the staircase out of sight. My dude, that's like that cartoon part where like the heads go back down the stairs. She enjoys that. She's getting off to that. When I hear the front door close, another server bumps into me in the shoulder, stepping past. They give me a dirty look and keep heading their way. And just like that, I'm back. I keep moving, clearing the table, scooping up the check. I check the tip. 40%. It might not cover emotional distress, but I'll cap it off the shift as well. This was quite the unique experience. But for my own safety, I think I'm going to skip the next 2 weeks' notice. I came here to learn something new. And I'd say that goal was more than accomplished. I agree with you, dude. Oh, Christ. Ah, Hendrik, my guy, you are a masochist for this. I'm not sure if you're doing for humanity or the Kasusi. Ending for a hug goodbye. 4! Not bad. Anyway, that's all for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, if you enjoy content like this, you could like the video, subscribe to my channel, and also leave a comment behind to suggest what game I could also play next. Anyway, that's all for today. Bye!